Studio, Jason, who has emerged as one of your favorites, and what are some of the genres that you've seen amongst the artists here that is like one of your favorites?
It's so hard to say what some of my favorites are because everyone's so different. I will say that I've been inspired since I've been here. You know, it's been more than just a collaborative experience, but a learning experience as well. And I think, you know, I didn't come into this situation necessarily thinking that, but sometimes you forget how much you learn by just being present. And I think, you know, some of the most talented people in the world, it's the greatest gift to kind of humble yourself enough to listen. You know, I even met some amazing kids that I was inspired by here. It's just been all around just very inspiring and educational experience. So every artist on this panel has given me some sort of inspiration, you know, that I'm going to take home with me, that I'm going to take for the rest of my career.
Now that you're in Africa, and your music has changed from R&B now to pop music, do you think, now after Coke Studio, will you do something with the taste of Africa, like doing a song with African beats?
I think I already have in this process. And I'm not just saying that, I really feel like I've made like amazing things, you know, we've made amazing things here that I think will go far beyond what Coke Studios intended in the first place. I think it's going to be really magical, honestly.
Thank you so much. And
then in the future, I'm definitely going to continue working, if that's your question as well. Because I am really, I'm just in this space. I think I'm just gonna continue with it because it felt so natural. You know, some things kind of feel forced. It just felt natural. It felt like it was supposed to happen.
My question goes to any of the Coke Studio producers.
Okay.
It's about the mega mashup. When it started, we saw Wycliffe come to the country and they did a mega mashup. Right now on YouTube, it's 49,000 views.
Okay.
Then Trey came and it's 700,000 views. Then Neo also came and it's 800,000 views.
Okay.
When you look at particular artists singing their own songs, it goes way beyond 1 million. What is this cast that this song, the mega mashup that they do not hit as much? And also people actually do not remember. If you ask anyone here, sing any of the three.
I remember.
You pro Coke Studio. Others here, if you ask them, sing a verse, they don't know. So is Global Fusion gonna be another cast?
Okay, I think first of all it's fair to speak for yourself. Let's not tag everybody that they don't remember the Coke Studio songs. So any question being asked here is an individual question. Let everybody speak for themselves. And for that answer, I think I'm gonna let Tim mention, talk about the history of the international guests, stars that we've had on the show. Why we've had them on the show, we don't just have them so that we put out a song on YouTube and have a number of views, but there's more that, there's more reason to it. So Tim will talk about some of the stars we've had, international stars, guest stars we've had before, and then Waidera maybe can talk about the numbers.
Yeah, I think, look, music is, and what we hope that viewers will learn through this experience is to understand more about the music making process and to understand how organic something like music is. You can't have a formula to make a hit song. There's something magical that happens in the process of making music, which defines how people react to that song. It defines how artists connect with each other. And none of those things you can predict. So many brands have tried to get into the music space, and oftentimes they pay an artist to come and do a song, the artist comes in, does their song, bounces, and that's it. What's different with Coke Studio is there's a real organic music making process, an exchange that happens, and a connection that happens between the artists. Now what happens, what the outcome of that is, depends entirely on intangible factors that you can't sort of define. So I think to say that one song gets more hits than another song, or one person remembers the hook, it's entirely up to that song and how people react to it. So the intention is, like Anyuko said, it's not necessarily to get hits, but it's to channel that energy, to let that music out and to share that music with people. How people react with that is just up to individuals. You can have an extremely powerful song that only 2 people in the world have clicked on, but it's still an incredibly powerful song that can change someone's life. So I think you don't know. So, in other words, you can compare all the artists, the international artists who've been on Coke Studio and say they got X many hits or Y many hits. We don't know what'll happen with the Jason track, but you can tell that the way everyone's reacting, something magical happened. So let's put it out, let's see how people react, and that's music, man. That's how you artists are living.
We actually conduct a research with consumers, asking them which artists they'd like to see on Coke Studio. This is not just an American artist, or, you know, we actually ask questions like, which artists from your country do you want to see on Coke Studio? And whichever artist comes up in the research, we actually try to bring those artists. So Jason did come up in the research. So again, this is a very consumer-centric property. We do try and introduce artists, genres, and music that consumers may not have heard of previously, but you have to have a balance. It's a TV show. You know, you have to introduce new music, new artists, new genres slowly, as you know, as you also showcase the artists and the talent and the music that the consumers actually want to listen to and actually want to watch.
I mean, Jason Derulo is a very big deal, and we all know this. And actually, it's such a big deal for us to have him on Coke Studio. You already know his single, Swala, is tearing up the airwaves since the day it dropped. And allow me to also just read a little about who he's made of. Whether it's Camerron on Empire or Lethal Weapon, Jason Derulo has become embedded in the fabric of pop culture and proudly stands among history's most successful artists. He has achieved 2 RIAA platinum albums, 2 gold albums, and a gold EP, totaling over 12.5 million albums sold globally. Yo, the numbers, they're making me blind. Jason's cumulative streams continue to soar, exceeding 5.5 billion, and YouTube views surpassed 3 billion. At radio, his music impacted a total audience of 20 billion plus listeners with a staggering 3.5 billion spins. So that's what we're talking about. Next question.
Actually, my question is related to what she asked. It goes to the Coke Studio honchos. Are you going to use a different criteria maybe next year so that the other artists who feel they're left out from the wider East Africa, is there a way you let them apply, or is there a criteria they can follow so that they can be part of this? Because as you can see, we have like, let's say Dela, she's been here 3 times. Bebe Cool has been around for 25 years, he's been here once. There are others who, I mean, same question. Are you gonna flip the script next year or something?
Like, I've been working on Coke Studio, this is my 2nd season. You're trying to deny my kids from having school fees, son? I'm trying to work another year next year as well, man. No, but on the artist tip, man, from what I've seen, there's a range of artists. There are some repeat artists, there are new artists every season, and I think as year on year, as Coke Studio goes, of course, more and more new artists will come. There are other artists who remain in demand, and you also shouldn't be denying them for coming back just because they're making nice music. You know what I mean? So it's a combination of both. I think there will be new artists. There's also a section in the show called Big Break where brand new artists who've some of them never even released an album, they're also getting the chance to shine. So I think in fairness, Coke is bringing back some repeat artists because they're in demand, and at the same time, new artists are being introduced, brand new artists are being introduced. So as time goes on, there's only so many artists you can feature on a season. So, you know, more and more artists will be seen on this property for sure.
Our doors are open, we are Coca-Cola, we are inclusive, and, you know, just reach out, everyone. Foodie, you know me, you have my number. You know, there's Tim, there's Waithera, there's Andrew who's somewhere, you know, in the audience as well. We all know each other in the Kenyan entertainment industry and across. I mean, our contacts are very easy to get. I can share my contact. So please do reach out.
Okay, I'm a big fan of Coke Studio. It's been around for 5 years. 5 years? Yeah? Okay. And a big fan of Jason. Hi. Well, my question is, what's the future for Coke Studio?
Season 1 started with 3 countries participating, three countries participating in Coke Studio Africa. We're in Season 5. We've actually stopped giving Coke Studio any season name starting this year. It's going to be called Coke Studio Africa 2017. This is because this year we have artists participating from 16 countries. You know, Madagascar, Mauritius, Angola are just launching. They're in Season 1. Nigeria is in Season 5. Kenya is in Season 5. Mozambique in Season 4. So, as you can see, year on year, we've been expanding across Africa. We do aim to continue expanding as much as we can. We aim to continue celebrating and exporting African music, not just across the different countries in Africa, but across the world as well. The focus for this year is also to do much more than just the TV show. We also have a radio show which we launched 2 years ago. But in addition to that, we're also working with radio pluggers, with distribution partners, to try and grow the music, to try and make sure we provide access to consumers. You know, it's not just about the music being on the show. We've produced the music, we need to make sure that the music is accessible. So this is, we are trying to get bigger, we are trying to, you know, celebrate African music more and more, and we hope to continue doing that, if God.
We basically are producing one show for those 16 countries right here in Nairobi. This is a big deal. That studio could have been anywhere else in Africa. It could have been in Johannesburg, in Lagos, in you name it. I think that's a big deal for Kenya, and we need to talk about that. The studio is open for you guys to come and listen to the music every Saturday. Just send an email to Andrew or myself. Come and see what's happening. It's just amazing work. It's world-class content, world-class production studios, world-class crew. That's happening right here at your doorstep. So nobody else has this access. You're here in Nairobi, you have this access.